My name is Thomas Earl Whitfield. People ask me why I never talked about Vietnam. I always said the same thing. Nothing to talk about. 50 years. Same answer. Same lie. My wife believed me. My children believed me. My pastor believed me. I was very good at that lie. But I am 91 years old now. And I have maybe one winter left. And I have decided that I would rather tell the truth once than carry this lie into the ground with me. So, here it is. I was born in 1933 in Millbrook, Ohio. Population, 640 people. One stoplight, one church, Baptist. One school where the same teacher taught 4th and 5th grade together, because there weren't enough students to fill 2 separate rooms. It was a good childhood, simple, honest. My father worked at the grain elevator. My mother kept the house and grew tomatoes in the backyard and sang hymns while she cooked. We did not have much. We did not need much. I knew every person in that town by name, and every one of them knew mine. When I turned 19, I got the letter. The war was already 5 years old and showing no signs of ending. The draft board didn't care about your tomato garden or your mother's hymns. They just needed boys. I remember my father reading the letter at the kitchen table. He folded it, placed it flat on the table, looked at it for a long time. Then he looked at me and said, "You'll do your duty, then you'll come home." 6 words. That was all. We didn't do long speeches in our family. I want to tell you something they don't put in the history books about being a 19-year-old boy on a plane to a war. You are not brave. You are not a hero. You are not thinking about your country, or your duty, or the domino theory. You are thinking about your mother. Every single one of us on that plane, 200 boys in uniform, every one of us was thinking about home, about something ordinary, a smell, a sound, something we hadn't appreciated until we were 30,000 feet above the Pacific Ocean, leaving it behind. I was thinking about the sound my mother's screen door made when it closed. That specific sound. I never told anyone that before. We landed in Saigon and the heat hit us like a wall. I had never felt heat like that. Ohio heat is soft. This heat had weight to it. It pressed down on you. Within 3 days, I understood one thing clearly. This war was nothing like what we had been told. We had been told there was an enemy, a clear enemy, wearing a uniform, standing in a field. That enemy did not exist. The enemy was invisible. The enemy was a sound. The enemy was a path that looked exactly like every other path. I will not describe in detail everything I saw. Some things should not be described in detail. I will tell you this. I saw a 19-year-old boy from Georgia named Curtis step on a wire one afternoon, on a path we had walked 3 times before, without incident. He was laughing at something someone had said, and then he was gone. I carried Curtis home in my memory. I still carry him. He would be 91 years old now, same as me. He had a girl back in Savannah. He talked about her every single day. Her name was Diane. I wonder if Diane ever knew how often Curtis said her name. 11 months later, Thomas came home. I landed in San Francisco, July 1969. I stood outside that airport in my uniform with my bag, and nobody looked at me. Not with anger, not with pride, just through me, like I was not there. I had been somewhere that had taken everything I had to survive. I had watched men die. I had done things I will never speak of. And I came back to a country that had decided the whole thing was embarrassing and would prefer to move forward without discussing it. So I moved forward. I got on a bus. I rode to Ohio. I walked through my mother's front door. She held me for a long time. I did not cry. I had learned by then not to cry. I met my wife Margaret 6 months later. She was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. Not just her face, the way she laughed, the way she filled a room, She was everything Vietnam was not. She was light. She was safe. I fell in love with her in 3 weeks, and I brought Vietnam into our marriage without telling her. The nightmares started the first month. I would wake in the dark, heart pounding, reaching for something that was not there. Margaret would put her hand on my arm in the dark and say my name. Slowly, I would remember where I was. She never asked what the dreams were about. I think she understood, the way certain people understand without being told, that asking would break something. So she held me in the dark, and I let her, without ever explaining what she was holding. There were years I was distant with her, years where I was somewhere else, even when I was sitting right next to her. My son James told me once, when he was grown, that he had been afraid of me as a small child. Not that I raised a hand to him, never, but there was something in me, he said, that felt like a door that was always half closed. He was right. The door was half closed because I was terrified of what would fall out if I opened it. Margaret died in 2014. She died not knowing. And that, not the jungle, not the boys I watched die, not the country that turned its back, that is the thing I carry now. I had a woman who loved me for 49 years, a woman who held me in the dark without asking questions, a woman who was strong enough to carry whatever I would have given her, and I never gave her the chance. I told myself I was protecting her. I was protecting myself. Vietnam was done to me. The silence. I chose that. And choosing silence cost me the one thing that might have healed everything. Someone who knows the whole truth of you and stays anyway. I never had that. I was sitting right next to it for 49 years, and I never reached for it. That is my confession. Not the war, the silence after it. I am telling you this, not because I want your pity. I am telling you because I know you are carrying something. Maybe it is not a war. Maybe it is something smaller, and smaller things can weigh just as much over time. Maybe there is someone in your life right now who loves you, who would hold your darkness without flinching, who is sleeping next to a door that is half closed, and you are keeping it that way because you are afraid. I am asking you, from 91 years of knowing exactly how this ends, please open the door. Not because it will be comfortable. It will not be comfortable, but because the alternative is what I have. A quiet house in Ohio, a woman's photograph on the wall, and an old man telling the truth to strangers because he never told it to the person who deserved it most. Open the door while you still can. If something in Thomas's story stayed with you, leave one word in the comments, just one word for what you are carrying. You don't have to explain it, just say it out loud. And if you want to hear more stories like his, from Americans who finally have nothing left to lose by telling the truth, there are more waiting for you right here. These voices are almost gone. Don't let them disappear.